Good morning, friends. Welcome back. Happy Sunday, week 9. Welcome. We're going to hang out here for about 25, 30 minutes. Usually I do this show in a half an hour from now, but I do have somewhere I have to be. So we're going to do it today. I know we're not going to get the actives and inactive lists out there, but we're going to hang out here for a little bit. We can kind of project some things. I see Harris in the chat. Good morning to you, buddy. I answered your questions down here to get you some insight. I can kind of double back if you want me to, but I'm going to start just by reading the news that we know. And they've done a good job of getting news out on Saturday evenings, that is. So I'm just going to hit refresh here on the feed and see what we can find for you guys. Joe Flacco will play in week 9, so that's great news for everybody. Jamar Chase, Chase Brown, T. Higgins, Noah Fant if you need a dirty tight end. Ed Oliver with the bicep injury, that's a tough loss for them. He could return for the playoffs, so that's a pretty big loss for that defense. Chiefs update, Isaiah Pacheco with the knee. He's not playing today. They have their bye week 10, could return in week 11. So that takes a little bit of the steam off of the long-term value of a guy like Kareem Hunt or Brashard Smith. Good news for Breece Hall, I guess. He's not going to get traded. I don't know if that's good or bad news here, but I think the Jets keeping Breece Hall makes sense. Hopefully they can find, just with the Braylon Allen injury too. I know Isaiah Davis is a fun player behind Breece, but I think Breece Hall, they should give him some money next March. Cooper Kupp unlikely to play. So if you guys are looking around and want to add a guy like Torrey Horton, he might be interesting as a flex play today. I put him kind of in that Darius Slayton, up there in the Harris question here. Flex players. Torrey Horton goes tonight, Sunday Night Football. I think they play the Commanders, if that's true. Torrey Horton, a name to keep an eye on. Alvin Kamara and Rashid Shaheed are both expected to play today. Dalton Schultz expected to play as well. Good news. Good news for Travis Hunter here. He did not sustain any long-term damage. He's still going to be out 4 games, and hopefully we get some more information on this injury over the next day, maybe weeks, and see if we can get him back for basically December. The Vikings could trade for Kirk Cousins. I don't know if Kirk Cousins has it anymore, but they could trade for Kirk Cousins. Browns do not sound inclined to trade David Njoku. That's kind of interesting to me. And good evening. I think that's Aiden. So it's my StreamYard. They changed everyone's name here. So I see like your YouTube username. I believe that's Aiden. So good evening to Aiden, or good morning to Aiden, and good morning to Chase Brown. I'll get to Aiden's question here shortly. Jalen Waddle's on the block. I don't know if anyone's going to do it. They're asking for a first-round pick. We'll see what happens here. Jair Alexander, what a bump. He's not doing anything for Baltimore. He gets traded to Philly. And then we did get a Kyler Murray questionable tag last night. He's not playing Monday night. I think Jacoby Brissett is playing. Clyde Edwards-Helaire elevated by the Chiefs. He's back. That's kind of fun. Not sure what's going on with the Cardinals running backs here. Bam Knight will be the first one that goes out there, but all 3 of them, to me, have their own role. I think Bam Knight is kind of the leading rusher of the group. You'll see Michael Carter get some third down passing usage, and then maybe Amari DiMercado get some passing usage as well. And yeah, there's Jacoby Brissett news. So I think I'm pretty much all good to go. There is some fun. I'm just going to leave that up there and we'll start answering some questions, but there's a lot of trade chatter because the trade deadline's next Tuesday. So good morning, Aiden. Pick 2, Brashard Smith, Christian Watson, Golden, Ayo Maynard, Theo Johnson, Jawan Johnson. All righty. So I'm not a big fan of Alec Ayo Maynard. In his game, I'd rather play Jameer DK if I had him. I'm probably looking at a guy like Jawan Johnson today. And I just want to pull up some rankings here and see where I left off. I am interested in Brashard Smith today. I think he's going to be the passing down back. I expect Kareem Hunt to be the goal line back. I think that's pretty clear. But I do think Brashard Smith gets some bonus touches this week. And if you just need 8 to 10 points here, I think Brashard Smith can get you that. I'm just looking at my tight end rankings today. Jawan Johnson against the Rams, Tyler Shuck. Not sure how to prepare for a Tyler Shuck game. He looked like he didn't crap the bed last week, so I think he's okay. I just want to see how good the Rams are against tight end. Did I miss it? There's the Raiders, the Chargers. The Rams are pretty solid against tight end. Theo Johnson, he's got a tough matchup against the 49ers. He's too much boom bust for me. I think I'm playing Christian Watson here against the Carolina Panthers, who are I get it, they're the number one team defense against wide receivers, but I have a good feeling Watson's going to get involved today. So I'm going to go Watson and probably Brashard Smith here, Aiden. I don't really have a good read, though, on this question. There's a lot of guys here. This is going to come down to who catches touchdowns. I think Watson is probably the favorite to catch a touchdown today. And then I'm probably just going to take those safe. I mean, I would expect 5 to 8 carries for Brashard Smith and maybe 3 to 4 catches. So I think he's safe. You go with some upside in Christian Watson. If you don't like Christian Watson, I'll go Jawan Johnson. Good morning to Chase. He's going Chubb or Woodward Marks today. Feel 50-50 on who to go. I mean, Zach Charbonnet, man, as a Kenneth Walker owner, I do have Zach Charbonnet in a couple leagues. And it's funny because I actually have him on my Kenneth Walker teams. Real thorn in the side of Kenneth Walker owners. Kenneth Walker is the better running back, but it's kind of hard to ignore these Zach Charbonnet numbers. If he doesn't get a touchdown, 5 points was kind of his floor here. He had a weird game against Pittsburgh, but he's getting double-digit carries every game. He's been the goal line back. He's going to catch a pass or two. I think I take Zach Charbonnet today. If you look, and again, this is one thing that I've been doing, guys, is I'll go to DraftKings or whatever your sports book is, look up the touchdown odds. I would bet Zach Charbonnet's touchdown odds are much better than a guy like Woody Marks. So even though I like Woody Marks, going against Denver still a top 10 team against the running back, you're going to get an opportunity here against a middle-of-the-road defense here, Washington Commanders. I think I play Zach Charbonnet, and I hope for that goal line touchdown. Oh, that's a tough one. Nico or Brian Thomas Jr.? I have Nico Collins ranked higher. And I'm the biggest Brian Thomas truther. Me and Aiden might be able to duke that out. But I got Nico, wide receiver 10 today against the Broncos. No Pat Surtain, first game back. CJ Stroud's been playing well. It's in Houston. I'm going to go Nico Collins here. I do have Brian Thomas Jr. ranked just outside of my top 15. I think he's like wide receiver 17. But I'm going to go Nico Collins here. And yeah, Flacco said he will play. I had that up here earlier. It was actually one of the first things. So he will play week 9 with that right shoulder. And I still like Joe Flacco. He's just outside my top 12 here. I have him at Q13. I think the volume and the matchup against the Chicago Bears, Chicago 23rd against the pass. They've allowed 16 passing touchdowns on the year. They've intercepted a lot of balls, 11 total interceptions, but I think Flacco will be fine today. And good morning to Frosty126. Keenan or Woody? I think I take the safe floor of a guy like Keenan Allen today. Keenan Allen going up against the Tennessee Titans. This game, the Chargers are weird. Sometimes they play down to their opponent. I think this game could be probably closer than what we expect. And Keenan Allen's good for those 4 or 5 catches. I think for me, I'm taking those 8 to 12 Keenan Allen points with the opportunity for a touchdown, even though I do like Woody Marks. It's, still a tough opponent in Denver. And then he's still splitting time with Nick Chubb, who could get some goal line work today as well. And again, I like Woody Marks. Great receiving back. He had 4 catches for 49 yards last week, 11 carries. But I think I take the Keenan Allen safety today. And then Dart or Nix 4-point QB play. This is an awful matchup for Bo Nix, man. I think the Houston Texans defense, they're number 1 against the quarterbacks here. I'm going to actually remove your comment so you can see down here. Houston and Denver both playing each other today. The best 2 teams against quarterbacks. 10.8 points per game. Houston hasn't really allowed rushing stuff from quarterbacks, only allowed 6 passing touchdowns on the year. Yeah, I'm playing Jackson Dart against the San Francisco 49ers, who are middle of the road, but just the numbers say I have a potential of 7 more points there with Jackson Dart and that rushing upside. So it's Jackson Dart pretty easily for me there. Thoughts on Sutton without Mims today? I don't think the Sutton numbers are affected by Mims's injury. Let's go to the post-game notes. I mean, Sutton's been the clear number 1 receiver all season in terms of snaps and all that good stuff for Denver. And if anything, this number is going to affect, maybe he gets an extra target or 2, But he's still been kind of locked in as the number one target every week. I know Troy Franklin's been kind of good lately, and I'm just looking for last week's games. I mean, because this was pretty much it. Like Marvin Mims left pretty early with that concussion, only played 19 snaps. It's Pat Bryant who got the biggest boost. He ended up running 16 routes, 35 snaps. Cortland Sutton's still going to run 80-90% of all the stuff here, pretty much all the routes, and still get a healthy 6 to 10 targets. So it's still Sutton as he's been, and then Pat Bryant is the one that gets the bump today. And good evening to Badge Cam 99. We're starting Ladd McConkey as flex over Jalen Warren and Tyrone Tracy. Would you agree here? I also got Chase Brown, DK Metcalf on the bench. Holy smokes, your team is so good. You're starting Cook, Gibbs, Devontae, and Amon-Ra. I agree with those four locked in the lineup. And then, man, you might have to make a trade here, my guy. You have too many good players on the bench. Chase Brown, DK Metcalf, Jalen Warren, Tyrone Tracy. Yeah, I'm going to go with Ladd McConkey here. I did see a stat earlier in the week that, you know, Jamar Chase has just been so crazy with his targets and receptions of late. And then the next closest guy over the last few weeks has been Ladd McConkey, and everything's just kind of showing up Ladd lately. He had 10 targets last week on 24 Justin Herbert attempts. He's really clicking with Ladd McConkey right now. So I think he presents a really nice floor, high upside as well. I still like Jalen Warren, Tyrone Tracy, Chase Brown, DK Metcalf today, but I do have pretty good feelings on Ladd McConkey, who I ranked him as my wide receiver 8 today. And then I do have on the fantasyfellowship.com for members, you guys can go to my wide receiver running back rankings. This is a good tool for flex decisions. I have Ladd McConkey as a top 20 play today. So I am very, very much interested in Ladd McConkey. You got Jalen Coker too. I think it could be a Coker day today. He did have 3 catches last week in his second game. He's getting more ramped up. Xavier Legette had an illness on Thursday. He is back though. Like he practiced Friday and he was fine. But I think Coker could be busy today, as I expect the Carolina Panthers to have to throw the ball more than they want to. So I don't hate Jalen Coker here. I'm trying to remember what question here from Aiden. From this question. I might go Jalen Coker and Brashard Smith, man. I might go Jalen Coker. I expect him to have 4 or 5 catches today. And double tap. Good morning, my man. PPR flex. We got Matthew Golden, Jalen Coker, Brashard Smith. Any worries with Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting activated with the Chiefs? No, just because he's active doesn't mean he's going to go out there and get touches. He might get a carry or two, a few snaps, but I'm not overall too worried about Clyde Edwards-Helaire today. Just every team needs a third running back up just on game day here. So I still expect the Kareem Hunt and Brashard Smith backfield for the most part. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of interested in Jalen Coker today. A guy that had 3 catches last week. I'm looking for the Carolina numbers here. So he was the clear number 3 guy in terms of snaps and routes. He ran 26 of the 34 routes. So he's out there about 75-80% of the time. He did have 4 targets, 3 catches, 6.6 fantasy points. That was with Andy Dalton. I think it's clear that Bryce Young is finally ahead of Andy Dalton, and we're excited about Bryce Young being back today. The Packers still have a really good defense overall. Like against quarterbacks here, Green Bay does rank 20th though, so they do allow quarterbacks to throw the ball. And then against wide receivers here, Packers 21st, 90 catches, over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 33.5 points per game. One thing that I like to look at too is FF Today. If you guys haven't used fftoday.com, you just go over to their stats tab, go on down here a little bit, and you can look at their fantasy points allowed. And then we're going to just click on Green Bay against the receiver and see who's been getting the big games against Green Bay. So George Pickens, Jamar Chase, Deebo Samuel, Roman Wilson had some big plays, DK Metcalf, T. Higgins, Jalen Tolbert. They've allowed a handful of receivers to catch touchdowns. Not really any of these guys are slot guys. A lot of these guys are outside guys. So maybe that does take a little bit of steam. Like they held Amon-Ra to 4 for 45, but I think at this point, I still think the Panthers are probably gonna have to throw the ball 30 to 40 times today. Matthew Golden, with the Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs back, Tucker Kraft playing really well. I don't have a lot of confidence in starting Matthew Golden. I still like Brashard Smith, but I think I'm going Jalen Coker here, man. I think you got to stick with Jaden Daniels here. I still have Jaden Daniels ranked, I think, in my top 10 of quarterbacks this week. It's that rushing upside. I have him at QB8. I do like Sam Darnold. He's actually just outside my top 15. But I think you got to play Jaden Daniels today. I think he's going to be fine with Zach Ertz and Debo and some of those passing down backs. You got to take the rushing upside here. It's Jaden Daniels, man. We drafted him for a reason. I think Sam Darnold will be safe, but I do expect the Seattle running backs to have a decent night tonight. Woody Marks does have, the PPR play right now. He's been a really good receiving back for them. He's had some big explosive plays as well. I just, if I need to get 10 points, I feel really good about Keenan Allen being able to get his 4 or 5 catches today. And Sport Dog, let's get the win, my man. I appreciate you, Sport Dog. Good morning. We're all going to get some dubs today. 18 PPR. Sports Dog, he's always got this 8-team league here where it's always stacked and really hard for me to answer these questions. So he's got wide receivers Pickens and London. The running backs are CMC and Vidal. Tight end Brock. Flex is Manungai and JMO. Defense is LAC. Bench is Shakir, Marks, Kamara, Jalen Warren. What do you think? So Manungai is the right play in one of the flex calls. I do have Manungai ranked pretty high this week. I think if you have Kyle Manungai, you have to find a way to get him in your lineup. I have him up here at RB12. And the reason being for that, man, oh man, the Cincinnati Bengals, just the worst team against the running back. They've allowed 1,000 rushing yards, 8 touchdowns, a ton of PPR work as well. Cincinnati, the second worst defense in total PPR points allowed per game. So Manungai, check. Now, Jameson Williams, he's been kind of the squeaky wheel for the Lions in the media this week with the offensive coordinator saying we got to find more ways to get him involved. I think he does get involved today, but Khalil Shakir, man, like in terms of safety, I think Khalil Shakir offers you, 4, 5, 6 catches. This is a really fun game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. Khalil Shakir kind of always shows up for Josh Allen. No Josh Palmer today. Khalil Shakir's been the number 1 target the last few games. Like we're talking 7, 5, 9 targets in between 3, 4, 5, 6 catches. I think to me, and you can see the last 5 games have been pretty good. His worst game in that span is 6.3. I think I'm just going to take the safe points from Khalil Shakir here, man. It sucks. We missed out on some running backs here with Marcus Kamara and Jalen Warren, but I think this is a big game. Buffalo, Kansas City. I think Khalil Shakir is going to be busy guy today. So I'm taking Shakir here, probably over Jameson Williams. But I could be convinced. I think your next best bet would be Jalen Warren with that safety of his, 15 to 18 touches today. But I'm going to play Shakir. Jail. Okay, I'm good. So I use StreamYard to do these live streams here, and they just changed the way that the comments come in. And I think that's why we had a glitch or two throughout the week. But now I see your YouTube username. So BadgeCam99, good evening to Jail. Or good morning. I keep saying good evening. We're in a 10-team league with Chase Brown, DK, Jalen Warren, Keenan Allen, Tyrone Tracy, and Trey Benson on my IR. Who should I try to upgrade to with my bench players? So is this a trade question? Like, are we trying to move on from some guys here? I'm open to capitalizing on the Tyrone Tracy stuff. I think I'm going to keep I want to keep Chase Brown, DK, and Jalen Warren. I feel really good about those guys. But Keenan Allen, Tyrone Tracy, just Keenan Allen's age, and then just with the Aronde Gadsden and Ladd McConkey revival of late, I do think Keenan Allen, he's an attractive name from a trade standpoint too, because everyone knows Keenan Allen. So I think I would maybe look at a Keenan Allen, Tyrone Tracy combo. If you could do a 2-for-1 package, I think that's fine. Whether you can get a top, 12, top 15 player at the running back or receiver position, I think that's probably what I would try to do. I mean, Tyrone Tracy is a running back 2 right now. Keenan Allen is a top 10 receiver in terms of fantasy points on the season, but he's more of a wide receiver 2-3. I think pairing those 2 guys should get you somebody pretty good. And then one thing that I do like to do, if I'm trading if I'm trying to get a 2-for-1, I would say, hey, I want to get this player, whether it's, let me just look and see who you might be able to get. Keenan Allen, Tyrone Tracy. I mean, if you're looking for a receiver, I mean, you could maybe go look for an Ibuka type. I don't know if you're not gonna be able to get Jamar Chase, JSN, Amon Ra, Puka, like those types. But I think anybody else is really on the board. You might be able to get Lad McConkey. You might not be able to get Justin Jefferson, but I'm open to asking questions. But I think you can pretty much get anybody you want outside of like the elite, top 5 receivers and running backs. And then what I would do here is in a 2-for-1, I would say, hey, whoever you're gonna cut, just throw them in the deal and you get a 2-for-2 back. And then you can always cut that player or find something else. We're starting Jaden, Cook, Gibbs, St. Brown, Adams, Kittle, McConkey. I mean, if this is the team here, your team is loaded, man. And the other thing too is I don't know if you have a trade deadline. Um, all the leagues that I play in, we allow the trade deadline to go throughout the regular season. No trades in the playoffs, so that's how we operate. But I do think we're entering November. The body injuries are piling up. It's not a terrible thing to have depth, but I think with you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players, and then Trey Benson coming back. You have a lot of players that I think could be starting on some teams. I know it's a 10-man league; those leagues are usually deeper. But my advice would be to start dialogues with teammates and see. Just doesn't even have to say, you don't even have to like offer a trade. You can just go to them and say, hey, like, is this guy available? Who's available on your team? I'm just asking questions. So start asking questions. And then for me, it's always been, I never like just go to somebody in the text or the group chat or whatever. And I don't get the trade right away. You're not going to get the trade right away. It takes sometimes a week or two of saying, hey, is he available? Okay, I'm ready to do this, like that kind of stuff. So just start talking to people and seeing, if you just want to say, hey, like I'm open to moving 1 or 2 of these players, which ones do you like? Just start taking information on some players. And yeah, Khalil Shakir, man, hopefully when he scores a touchdown, I'll be thinking of Sports Dog. So good luck with the Shakir. So I got pretty lucky, double tap. I was able to add Bashal Tutin over the bye week in my most important league. So I was shocked that he was dropped. Nobody else bid on him. I was able to get him for like $2 or $3. So I felt pretty good about it. I think we might. And Bashal Tutin's numbers have looked pretty good. We haven't seen him with a volume game. I know the Jags, they want to get the running game going, and now Travis Hunter's out. I think they might be really reliant on the running game today. And I mean, I think it's pretty clear that Bashal Tutin might be better than Travis Etienne. The Las Vegas Raiders today, though, they're middle of the road against the running back. They've been pretty bad against QBs. I know Pat Mahomes just kind of lit them up, but the Raiders defense, despite Max Crosby in the pass rush, they've been kind of a pass funnel. Receivers do pretty well against them. So I think if we get some big plays early from BTJ, Parker Washington, some of the tight ends, that could open up the pass. And if there's a game for the Jags to run the ball, play with the lead, this is it. So I think we might get some positive Bashal Tutin plays today. And I have a question for you, Double Tap. I'm in my most important league. Should I play Bashal Tutin today or Tony Pollard? I currently have Tony Pollard in because Tony Pollard, I know the Titans suck. Tony Pollard's going to get 10 carries. He's going to get 1 or 2 catches. I've been taking those 6 to 10 points as my RB2. But I think we could get a Bashal Tutin game today. I don't know what to do. Yeah, it's a tough one. And it's my most important league. I do need a win pretty badly today. I think I just take the Tony Pollard numbers. And as good as Tajay Spears has been since he's came back, Tony Pollard's still pretty much in a 50-50 split with him. They're also potentially trading Tony Pollard today. So I don't know if they try to showcase him a little bit and get him more involved. But, I mean, they split this pretty much 50-50. Tony Pollard did lead the team in carries, 1 catch, 6-point floor. I don't know. I could totally see, though, Bashal Tutin getting a 4th quarter touchdown, something like that. It does seem like as the game gets on, though, they're going to lean on Tajay Spears for Tennessee. So I'm tough on this one. I kind of want to play Tutin over Tony Pollard. I just don't have the stones to do it right now. But let me ponder it. I'm going to hit refresh on the feeds, guys, and I appreciate you all hanging with me this morning. And I apologize. Like, I can maybe hang out till 10:30 and get those because there's going to be a blast here. Oh, Terry McLaurin not expected to play. We kind of expected that. It's going to be Debo, but we did get that news note there. When can the NFL trade deadline become exciting like the NBA trade deadline. I've been waiting for it, but I just don't know if that's going to happen. Do we have anything else? We don't have a lot of other notes here. But in 5 minutes, they're going to update the active and active list, so I can hang out for a few more minutes with you guys. I'm gonna maybe I just open up DraftKings and we look at some stuff for you guys today. I did get the player prop bets updated on the fantasyfellowship.com. If you guys want to travel with us, let's go to the prop bets. And this is part of the free part of the content on the website. We're doing pretty good this year. We're at a all-time best 61.66% on our bets. The 2 weeks I was out of the country on my honeymoon, I wasn't able to post bets, but I did. I'm starting to increase our units too. So, or I guess showcase how many units we're up. So we're looking pretty good on the season so far. These were the games that or the bets that I was liking. And I've been kind of interested in taking these money line bets and then taking like a really easy play, like Kieran Williams touchdown today against the New Orleans Saints. You know, just taking some of these high profile players that are very high odds to score touchdown and parlaying it with the money line, it does pretty easily lower the numbers and get you guys a return on that investment. So I like Kieran, Jacobs, Justin Herbert, 2 touchdowns today, and then the Jahmyr Gibbs with these money line bets. And then so this number 5 here, it was Friday morning. I'm doing my prop bet stuff, and I'm like, Brian Thomas Jr. over 56.5 yards. And then 5 minutes later, Travis Hunter put on IR. I had to remove that. But I do think Trevor Lawrence gets 2 passing touchdowns today. We're going to take Jamar Chase, Tyler Warren, Kareem Hunt, Josh Allen, and then a Kenneth Walker touchdown tonight. My good friend Jesse, we were working on this list, and I'm like, are you sure you want Kenneth Walker? And he's like, yeah, lock it in. He's feeling Kenneth Walker tonight. All right, man. So it's funny, like I do these. I'm really timid about doing these Sunday morning lives because when I'm watching football on Sunday, the only thing I can think about is all of the wrong answers I gave on my Sunday morning stream, and it haunts me a lot. So I think I'm gonna play Tootin today. Double tap. I think I'm gonna play Tootin today, and we'll see. It's out of the bye week. The post rookie bump out of the bye week is a real thing. Oh, Bashal Tootin to get a touchdown today, maybe some mop up fourth quarter duty. I think I'm gonna do it, man. I do have to get my wife's pick in before I leave. But I'm just gonna pull up the numbers here on DraftKings, and we'll kind of just talk about the games real quick. I'm holding out for the 10:30 Central Time. I'm going to hold out for the active and active list. I do think this line has moved for Detroit. They're up to 9.5. I do think the Lions win pretty easily. You can take the Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown, take some props with that. But if you're doing bets, go ahead and tap on that Lions money line to juice your numbers just a tad. Bears Bengals. The Bears are 3-point favorites in this one at Cincinnati. I don't know. I kind of think Cincinnati to +3 would be my call here. 51.5 points in this game. This could be a really fun nooner here. Chargers, Titans, this one's up to -10 for the LAC. I do think the Chargers win. If you guys want to pair anything with the Chargers money line, I think that's fair play. Colts, Steelers. I do think the Steelers are going to show up today. I think I'm kind of interested in Steelers +3.5. Steelers just, they lost to the Packers on Sunday Night Football, live TV. The defense has been much roasted in the media, and they're going to probably shake some things up, I think. And Rodgers is playing really good football. The receivers are starting to come back healthy with Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson making some plays. 50 points implied in this Steelers game. So it's not a big defense day for the Steelers, but I do think 3.5 intrigues me a little bit. Packers have ballooned up to -12.5. That's an easy money line to click on if you guys are interested. I do think if you're doing a money line parlay, give me the Packers, give me the Chargers, give me the Lions. I think I might have one more for you. Oh, yeah, the Rams. That gets you -161. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. If you parlay those four, you put a $20 unit on it, you'd get about, a little over half a unit on that one. So that one's kind of fun. If you guys just want to win some free money, I think that's a good bet for you guys. Let's go ahead and clear that. Otherwise, quick hitters on the thoughts here. Falcons, Patriots. I think the Falcons come out and show some fight early, but the Patriots at home, I think they take that one away. This one's a toss-up. Broncos, Texans. I'm going to lean with the Texans. They're playing at home. Defense You're getting good play from CJ Stroud and the running backs right now, and the offensive line's perked up. Lowest scoring game of the day, though. So I am fading the Broncos offense. I think 49ers win on the road in New York. I'll take the 2.5 in that one, I think. The Saints Rams, this one's going to be ugly. I want to see Tyler Shuck's box score at the end of the day, though, and see how he looks throwing to Olave, Shaheed. Alvin Kamara needs some fantasy points. I'm taking the Jags 2.5 over the Raiders. Chiefs Bills, Bills, give me the 2.5 from Buffalo in this one. I think they stop the Chiefs just a little bit. Seahawks, I see the Seahawks winning tonight. Give me the -3 from Seattle. And then Monday Night Football, I think Jacoby Brissett is the better quarterback right now for that offense. I think I'm going to go Dallas, though. I got to get out of here, though. Guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to answer Chase's question here, and then we'll get to these active inactives real quick. Charbonnet versus Marks. My opponent is flexing Kenneth Walker, so should I lean Charbs more because of that? It's not something that I recommend, but I do like having players on Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football. It's also a very low score. Like there's 40 projected points in there. Chase, I don't have it pulled up, but open up DraftKings, FanDuel, whatever sportsbook you use. Look at those touchdown odds for Zach Charbonnet compared to Woody Marks. I think I'm going Charbonnet here. You also have the fun wrinkle against Kenneth Walker. I think I'm going to stick with Charbonnet here over Woody Marks. For Woody Marks, if they get close, it's going to be Nick Chubb in the 5 to 10 yard line area. I think Woody Marks does have the PPR chops, which is nice, but man, Charbonnet has been the goal line back for them. And he's guaranteed 12 to 15 touches tonight. I do think Seattle controls that game. But I got to get out of here. I'm going to read just some active inactives for you guys. Jalen Walker, some offensive lineman here for the Vikings. Christian Darrisaw active. Good news for them. Trey Hendrickson not active. Dalton Schultz active. Let me see if I can do one more thing here. And let's see what else we got. Good morning. Downs or London today, with London getting shadowed by Gonzalez. I'm still going to go Drake London, man. He's going to be out. Like it's snaps, routes, targets. It's all that stuff is in London's favor. I do like Josh Downs today, but he's still the slot receiver. For him to make your day, he's got to score a touchdown. I think I roll with London today pretty easily. And yeah, I hope everybody has a great Sunday. I'm going to get out of here for the day. I have somewhere I got to be, so otherwise we'd just be starting the show now. But I appreciate you guys. Good luck. I'm going Bashal Tootin over Tony Pollard today. So thank you, Double Tap. We'll cheers later when he gets a touchdown. But thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Good luck. We'll see you tomorrow night. Peace.